This is the SeaWorld we all know. Exciting rides, spectacular shows, and up-close animal encounters. But there's another very important side to us that many do not see. We've always given back to the natural world that inspires us, by rescuing and rehabilitating ill, orphaned or injured animals and releasing them back into the wild. By funding and conducting important research, much of which would be impossible to do in the wild. By helping people understand the importance of animal welfare and conservation, and inspiring new generations to be the conservation leaders of tomorrow. This is SeaWorld's story. With 7 billion people on the planet, our impact on the Earth and its resources has never been higher. Biodiversity in the oceans is suffering. Widespread loss of habitat and overfishing has greatly impacted fisheries, and pollution threatens all oceanic wildlife. 80% of all species live in the sea, and every year countless numbers become extinct. SeaWorld and other zoological parks provide millions of people the opportunity to engage with animals that they may never be able to see, let alone this close. People in the UK recognise the educational value and important role that zoos, marine parks and aquariums play in conservation.
It was very fun and you learned a lot.
The Earth is a very precious place and we've got to look after it, so it's important that we do sort of think about what we use and where it's coming from and what we're disposing of.
I'm going to think about it a lot more now. I'm not going to just throw things in the trash. I'm going to recycle a lot more things and try and save animals for the planet.
Well, you just realise, don't you, if you don't help the environment, we're going to lose a lot of these animals. We really are. If we don't start helping the environment with all the things we all do as human beings, we're going to lose these animals. And that seems such a shame.
Our role is to inspire millions of people to see our animals, to connect with them, and then to make changes at home that lead to conservation of wild animals in wild spaces. This is what is so critically important about the role of zoos in our society today.
To strengthen those inspirational connections, we're introducing new, more natural orca encounters. And the end of the killer whale breeding program means that the generations of orcas at our parks now will be the last. Hundreds of thousands of students participate in SeaWorld's education programs each year, including classroom outreach, field trips, distance and online learning, and more. Many of the students who attend our educational camps and programs are so inspired they come on to work for us or go on to careers protecting wildlife and wild places.
And for me, that was absolutely what happened. It was trips here at SeaWorld that inspired me to want to work with marine animals.
My connection with SeaWorld started when I was 5 years old. I watched the dolphin show with my family and told my mom and dad that day that this is what I want to do when I grow up.
For many of our staff, working here is far more than just a job. We have 1,500 expert vets, biologists, conservationists, trainers and educators who love animals and care deeply about the natural world. The high standards of animal care we provide is upheld by US law and also accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, as well as the Alliance of Marine Mammal Parks and Aquariums, which is earned only by those meeting the most rigorous standards. We've published hundreds of peer-reviewed papers, with more than 50 on killer whales alone. Many of the things we know today about wild killer whales were learned at the SeaWorld parks, such as their vocal communication, reproduction, and hearing range. SeaWorld works with universities and government agencies, and its groundbreaking research programs help scientists better understand and protect marine animals in the wild. In one important project, we're finding new ways of breeding tropical fish to reduce the impact on their numbers in the wild and to protect coral reefs. And for years, we've helped research an often fatal dolphin virus through the Hub's SeaWorld Research Institute to protect these magnificent animals.
SeaWorld teams continue to be busy rescuing stray.
We're on call around the clock every day of the year to help rescue ill, injured or orphaned animals. When a manatee has been hit by a boat or a turtle has swallowed a fishing hook, SeaWorld is ready to respond. We've rescued thousands of animals. From a grey whale calf, the largest animal ever returned to the wild after rescue, to a starving sea lion. We're always there for animals in need. We've even performed complex groundbreaking surgery like the operation that gave this harbour seal her sight back. We'll be spending $50 million by 2021 to protect the oceans and ocean species and become the world's largest marine animal rescue organisation. Working with the Humane Society of the United States, we're helping to protect marine life, campaigning to stop the cruel act of shark finning, and the killing of whales and dolphins for commercial gain. We established the SeaWorld and Busch Gardens Conservation Fund to help conservation projects. 100% of the funding we raise, every single penny, goes towards these conservation projects. The fund reaches out around the world. We've helped reduce illegal wildlife trafficking by protecting endangered rhinos with DNA tagging. Worked to protect the Sumatran tiger in Indonesia. Rescued Arctic seabirds from longline fishing. And in South Africa, we've helped rescue ill or injured endangered penguins and raised abandoned chicks. In all, we've awarded grants to over 800 organisations around the world. Back in the US, SeaWorld parks and Busch Gardens are home to nearly 40 endangered species. We participate in several species survival plans to manage these threatened populations. This gives many species their best chance of survival. All of our rescue, conservation, research and educational work is made possible by you. By simply having a fun day out at our parks with your family and friends, you are not only connecting with animals on a personal level, understanding more about their stories and plights, but also supporting vital conservation efforts all over the world. Without you, there would be no story.